Well, hey gang, how are you doing? Jonathan again for Tailhunter Sportfishing, and it's time once again for the Mexican Minute La Paz video fishing report, and this is going to cover all of the fishing action for our Tailhunter Sportfishing fleet in La Paz, Baja, Mexico for this past week of the 16th through the 23rd of February 2020. Hope wherever you are, you're doing well. Hope you're taking care of each other, and thanks for checking in. And obviously, I'm not in La Paz this week, but probably for the first time since just after Christmas, we've been on the road doing all of these fishing and hunting shows, but I'm not scrambling. I'm not talking a zillion miles an hour from our booth, trying to get this fishing report in before the crowds rush in. Actually, we stopped here in Texas to reload, refit, get our voices back. We've been talking for, every week we've been at one of these huge shows. I mean, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 people over 4 or 5 days, talking straight for 10, 12 hours nonstop. Our voices were shot. Jill and I pretty raggedy. We drove from Texas, went to the first show in Denver at the ISC show, drove all the way through the blizzards of Utah and Nevada, got to Sacramento, did a huge show there, then up to one of our favorite places up the Pacific Northwest, up in the Seattle area, then to Portland. And then from there, we just finished the Salt Lake City show for the Great Western Hunt Expo, and that was just madness. Great time. All of these shows have been fantastic. Lots of reservations coming in. Great to see so many of our Tailhunter Nation come by, say hi, talk to us about fishing, let us know they're still eating fish that we packed when they were here last, and make new reservations. So this week we're off, we're reloading, had to get new brochures done, load up on the hats for the rest of the trip. We're going to be going to the next show. Can't miss this. If you're on the West Coast, you can't miss the 76th annual Fred Hall Fishing and Boating Show. If you're the kind of person who fishes like we do, tuna, marlin, dorado, wahoo, the big pelagics, the warm water stuff, this is the show to be at. The show we were just at, the Great Western Hunt and Conservation Show in Salt Lake City, magnificent show. I think they had over 1,000 booths, but primarily hunting, which kind of is good for us because we stand out with our blue background and everything talking about fishing. But this next show, the Fred Hall Fishing and Boating Show in Long Beach at the Convention Center, is massive. It's all fishing for the most part. There's some great hunters and great outfitters that are there too, but primarily this is going to be a fishing show, and it's about fishing in the, if you're looking for tackle, this is a great place to go, but also fishing in so many other areas: Alaska, New Zealand, Asia, Europe, South America. This is a fishing show primarily, so if you can make it, it's going to start on the 6th. That's a Wednesday, and go till the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 6th to the 10th of March 2020. So Long Beach Convention Center, Fred Hall Show, that's where we're going to be next. Also, just a quick little blurb in there. March 6th is always my birthday. I get to spend my birthday every single year. It's been like 30-something years at this show now. I get to spend it in the middle of the Long Beach Convention Center with about 100,000 of my best friends, and it is absolute madness. It's way fun. Everybody's at our booth. It's all kinds of stuff coming in. We got all kinds of food, talking to all of our friends and everything. So if you're going to be there, it's my birthday. But here's what we do: is every year, we started this about 5 years ago. If you know Long Beach at all, the iconic Joe Jost's Bar, and we're going to do this the night before the show starts on the 5th. That's going to be Tuesday night, the 5th. We're going to meet at Joe Jost's Bar. Nothing big. They only have beer, and they have salami sandwiches, egg salad sandwiches, all the peanuts you can throw on the ground, and we'll just have a good time. So I'll post more up about that. If you can come on down, Tailhunter Nation, come on down, have some beers with us, eat some peanuts, eat a JoJo special, eat some chips, have a salami or a pickled egg. That's the kind of place this is. It's been there since 1924. If you can make it down, love to see you. Okay, real quick, let's talk about fishing this past week. Once again, November to April, it's off season. It's really erratic. It's windy. It's cold. And once again, this past week, windy and cold. What can I tell you? We actually there's not many people fishing, but we did have a couple of bookings this last week, also not only for fishing, but also for the whale watching. And we had to cancel them this week. The winds were blowing too hard. It just wasn't worth going out there. Fortunately, most of those folks they're in town to catch a little sun. It wasn't a critical thing. They weren't in specifically to go fishing. We're just looking for maybe a day out, and they were fine to stay on the beach, or we set them up to do something else. Fishing wasn't real critical. But there were some folks who got out in the middle of these windstorms and were able to get on the water a little bit. There's some nice yellowtail eating on the east side of Cerralvo Island. If you can get out there past the winds, get there before the winds crank up later in the day, catch some mackerel, drag a lure, throw some yo-yo iron down there. There's some 15 to 25 pound yellowtail out there. Also, I don't know what's going on. Here it is off-season. Waters are cold, but there's still some Dorado running around. Nothing big, but that fun 10 to 15 pound size. You add that into some bonito, and there's not terribly bad fishing out there. Nothing wrong with getting a couple Dorado as well, especially for folks who maybe they're down for the first time and the biggest thing they've ever caught in their life was a rainbow trout. And to catch a 10-pound Dorado or an 8-pound bonito is a lot of fun. So there's still some Dorado running around. The biggest thing is just finding that window of opportunity where you could go in and not get crunched by the winds. Fishing out of La Paz is really difficult right now because the winds are blowing from the north and you're going right into the teeth of that. So most of our fishing is going to be around the Cerralvo Island and pushing out of Muertos Bay, Las Arenas with my Las Arenas fleet. So give it some thought. If you're coming down, let's check the weather first and make sure that those are good days that you can come in. Now, a lot of reservations are coming in. If you're planning at all to fish with us this week or this year, do not wait until we hit your show. We're going to be in Long Beach this coming week from the 6th to the 10th. Then after that, we go to Arizona. We go to the Scottsdale show at Westworld. Then after that, we head back to Salt Lake City for the ISE show in Sandy, just south of Salt Lake City. And then we wrap things up with the fun Del Mar show at the Del Mar Fairgrounds in San Diego. But if you wait that long, I got to tell you, a lot of dates are sold up. So get in touch with us as soon as you can. Write to me, get on the website, www.Tailhunter International, or let me try that again. We just redid it. www.tailhunter.com. www.tailhunter.com. Okay, anyway, that's going to be a quick wrap up. Right now, if you're coming to town, Carnival is on. It's massive. It's a huge party going on. The streets are packed. There's booths, there's rides, there's parades every day. All of it comes pretty much right by our Tailhunter restaurant. We're 3 stories tall, looking right down on the beach, right down on the Malecon, so the parades go right by. It is crazy. It is nuts. It's lots of fun. This goes on to the 26th, so we've got a couple more days of it. But if you're in town or you're coming to town, get ready to party because it's Mardi Gras. It's carnival time in La Paz. Anyway, quick wrap up for the Mexican Minute La Paz Video Fishing Report. Hope you're doing well. God bless. Thanks for checking in. We'll check in with you next week. This is Jonathan, out for now. You take care. God bless.